All right, I want to take one and show you what it looks like on the inside. It's nice and soft. Look at that. Today, I'm going to show you how to make pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Yummy. Super easy to make, super delicious. Let's get started. Down below in the description box, you'll find a list of the ingredients and their amounts. First, I'm going to start with the dry ingredients. I have 1 2/3 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. If you don't have baking soda, then add 3 teaspoons of baking powder, which is 1 tablespoon. And now for the spices, I have a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. This is optional. 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. And that is optional as well. Take a whisk and we'll just whisk this together. And you could also just throw all these ingredients into a sifter as well. Perfect. Let's set this aside. And now in a large bowl, I'm going to add 2/3 of a cup of softened butter. And I'm using unsalted butter. You can use salted butter too if you like. 1/2 cup of white granulated sugar. 1/2 cup of light brown sugar. I'm just going to break this up a little bit. Excellent. And then with my hand mixer, or you can use a stand mixer, or like a wooden spoon, let's cream these together. Okay, like so. And then I will add 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and the star of the dish, 2/3 of a cup of pure pumpkin. And you can use canned pumpkin, or I have a really easy recipe for homemade pumpkin puree if you want to make your own pumpkin from scratch using whole pumpkins. Down below in the description box, I'll put a link to that video that you can check out. Also up there in the eye, you can click that and learn how to make your own homemade pumpkin puree. Let's give this a mix. Nice, just until combined. I'll take my spatula here and just kind of scrape that down a little bit. Make sure it all gets mixed evenly. And now let's incorporate that dry mixture. I'm just going to do this about 1/3 of it at a time. Give that bowl a good scrape. Make sure you get it all mixed in. And if you don't have an electric mixer, go ahead and use a wooden spoon. Start with a whisk, and then when it gets thick, go switch over to a wooden spoon, okay? Okay, then at this point, I'm going to stop using the mixer. I don't want to overmix this cookie dough, cookie batter. Clean those beaters. Just come in here, scrape everything together. Awesome. Now I have 1 cup of chocolate chips. You can use milk chocolate chips. You could use semi-sweet chocolate chips, dark chocolate if you want. And then I'm going to now put all of it in there. Probably all but about a couple tablespoons worth. And then mix that in. Excellent. There we go. And then also preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 176 Celsius. And now I have a sheet pan. This is an ungreased sheet pan. And I just have 2 tablespoons here. And I'm going to just take some of this cookie batter and we're going to just drop it right there onto that sheet pan. And then place them about 2 inches apart. So you should be able to get 12 of these on one normal sheet pan. Okay, like so. And then I'm gonna come back in here with more chocolate chips. And just put a few on top. Okay, into the oven it goes. Again, 350 Fahrenheit, 176 Celsius, and we will bake these for 15 to 18 minutes, 20 minutes, until they are nice and golden brown. And when you poke them with the toothpick comes out clean. On to that step. And when they come out of the oven, they will look something like this. Lightly golden brown, firm to the touch, and then when you poke it with the toothpick will come out clean. Let them sit on the pan for about 5 minutes, and then we will take a little turner here, and we will transfer these to a wire rack to cool the rest of the way. They should not stick too much to your pan. And you could always use parchment paper or a silicone baking mat if desired. All right, I want to take one and show you what it looks like on the inside. It's nice and soft. Look at that. Awesome. This recipe makes somewhere between 18 and 24 cookies, depending on the size that you make them. There we go. Homemade pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Super easy to do. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm Matt Taylor. This has been another episode of In the Kitchen with Matt. Thank you for joining me. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or requests, put them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thumbs up, down the corner, press it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. Take care. Time for me to dive into this. Oh yeah. Oh, so excited. So soft, delicious, nice chocolate and pumpkin flavor. Love these. One of my favorite cookies to make during the fall and holiday season.